Okay, hello. Welcome to Sundays with Cinnamon.
Hello.
Hello. So, today we're going to talk about contracts. What is a contract, Mama?
Well, in my way of seeing it, spiritually speaking, it's a contract with your life, the life that you have chosen to live. And the way I see it, we have, and I'm not going to keep saying the way I see it because clearly it's the way I see it. We have a contract with life that we signed with whatever you perceive to be your greater power. You said, much the same way it's represented in Neil Donald Walsh's book, Little Soul in the Sun. In fact, when I first read that book, I thought, he wrote my book. Because I so computed and resonated with this contract with life. They don't call it a contract in the book, I don't think. Anyway, you say to the creator, to life, to the universe, I want to go into that realm on the
Before you're
planet.
born.
Yes, to experience and be an example of the experience of, in my case, forgiveness and modeling my life after Jesus, who said there are no unforgivable sins, including murder, which clearly he was murdered. And so I signed up for incest from the time I was the earliest memory 3 till I ran away at 16, and then having to work through the experiences of getting past my self-rejection, my not enoughness, because when you're brought up in an incestuous experience, often the perpetrator is programming into you that if you weren't a little slut, if you weren't wrong, if it wasn't your fault, this wouldn't be occurring. So the contract is not your fault. It's your extraordinary choice to experience that which seems unforgivable so that you can also experience the fulfillment and the joy and the service that everything is forgivable. And then you're reminded that life is going to show up in many ways that will seem harsh in order to make it possible for you to rise to that degree with which you say you want to rise. And just everything extends from that. Whatever shows up in your life, oh, there it is, right on schedule. For instance, if you had a map of your life, if when I was born, I had a chart that said, okay, when you're 3 years old, you're going to move to Texas. Your father is going to be incestuous with you, and you're going to be beaten and made wrong and violated for 16 years.
And back pain the rest of your life.
Well, exactly, and all the ramifications of being beaten up and so forth. And then you're going to get married to a guy you barely know, and then you're going to have twins, a boy and a girl, this and that. So if you had that coming in, then incest right on schedule, marriage right on schedule, back pain right on schedule. You wouldn't be such like a big deal because you saw it coming. Well, the way the contract is set up is we come in and we forget immediately. The lights go on in the delivery room, and you get the pink hat, and Bobby
Earth
gets the
show.
blue. Yeah, Earth show, and then you're helped by parents, society, by your contract to forget what you know. Then you are in a position of learning and growing. And first, you have to experience what you experience in order to embrace it, move through it, and be as powerful as anyone can be when they experience those things. So, hopefully, you understand how I see life, and it's helped me to see love where it often seems not to be, and to really honor being here and leaving here, and just my whole experience of living love.
What comes to mind for me a lot with the contract is babies that come in and are in Africa, let's say, starving, and it's just so difficult sometimes to see that they really,
They have
cho-
made that contract to come in and be ambassadors for compassion. And when you look at it that way, you honor the sacredness of their journey and their contract like you never could. Because the other way, you're just in pity of them instead of in awe of them. That doesn't mean, because if that triggers your compassion, you're going to be in action. If your mind says, well, I can't go to Africa, then do something here. Do whatever you do. For instance, I said that in the contract you come in and you forget. Then, like the children that I've come in contact with who are in my classes were clever enough to put a clause in their contract that before they get too old, someone is going to come along and remind them so they don't become 30, 40, 50 years old sitting in a class wondering, who am I? And that's how I can make a difference. That's how I can be influential in changing the world, politics, medicine, whatever these children of light decide to create in their world. I have affected it because I have helped them to remember who they really are. Their third pathway, I welcome the opportunity to be me. Mm-hmm. I had to go almost 30 years before. How could I welcome being me? This nothing that I was. Mm-hmm. So.
What about abortion?
What about it?
Well, so these babies, before they even were...
they came in to challenge the bearer, the keeper of their little souls, to make decisions based on learning to love themselves regardless what the decision was. For instance, I had a child for 5 months and I was healthy. I had already had twins, and the baby aborted itself in the middle of the night without any medical understanding of why, because there was no reason. I was healthy and I was taking care of myself to the best of my ability, and the baby literally aborted itself. I miscarried in the night. And I, to this day, think of that baby who chose to be in my company, if you will, in my heart and soul and body for 5 months to help me when it decided to leave. And I say it because I didn't ask whether it was a he or she. I, at the time, did not want to know. I didn't want to mourn a girl or a boy. I wasn't in a position of consciousness to maintain that level of awareness. So I didn't ask, and I don't know. And it doesn't matter, because love has no gender. Mm-hmm. And that child came to me and still is with me, because I never forget the assumption I had that the child would come through and be a sister or brother to my existing children, and it's just what is.
Yes, the other thing that I love when I think about the contract is when we have all these different catastrophes going on in the world, we can send so much more compassionate love than pity.
Yeah.
And pity really breeds victimhood.
Absolutely.
Which doesn't work.
Poor thing, instead of, wow, what a contract. How can I help you to really move through this? See, compassion is in
It
action.
empowers. Mm-hmm. The contract empowers. Yeah. It just does. Yeah. Empowers everyone to help others rise. Mm-hmm. And it works. Mm-hmm. It's a story that works for me.
Yeah, me too.
I haven't chosen consciousness enough to see it like you are so definite with it. And I have no doubt that I will get there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. If that's what you want, and that is what you came here to do, you will.
Yeah.
Thanks, You've got all the help in the world, because I love you and I will be here for you until I'm not here anymore.
That I know for sure.
And that's all of you guys out there.
Yes, and that I know for sure too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sin. Happy Sunday.
Oh, same to you. Same
Bye-bye.
to all of you.